Hello everyone, this is Manisa the Poet, your dominant rough in the city, still looking pretty. Come to you with part 2 of my 3-part video. The last video that I did was relating to being in situations that you need to change, some for the betterment of yourself, some for your personal growth, financial growth, any type of growth that you want to have in life. You have to move in. You can't stay stuck. You can't stay stagnated. You have to move to grow. It's like a flower. A flower can't stay in the soil planted and not come out. If it doesn't, it's just a seed planted, not a flower in bloom, and not a fully blossomed flower. Now, I always tell you guys this is coronavirus quarantine videos. I know you guys know that this is quarantine time. This is, in essence, why I started my YouTube, because this was the perfect time for me to do something that has been told to me I should do, as well as just productivity in my life, because as a poet, as an author, as a person who has started their own clothing line, I basically needed to grow. I needed to branch out, and with my physical things that I'm incapable of doing, this allows me to come into many homes and reach many people without the runaround. So without further ado, I'm addressing relationships that aren't well for people, narcissist relationships, abusive relationships, things that I've been through that I want to shed light on and I want to help other people with, because I realize that sharing is definitely essential. I expressed in my last video that had I not seen Eve, Love is Blind, and some of the other songs that I've heard, like I had at one point in my life, the Chrisette Michele song, Blame It On Me, Say It's My Fault, Say I'm a liar, a cheater, say anything you want, I really don't care, just as long as it's over. Those songs and those words resonated in my heart, so that when I was in bad situations, I could know that it didn't matter what people thought of me. If I had to leave, I had to leave. And I'm a person that I'm silent in the things that people do to me, because I don't feel it's necessary to tell the world what they do and address them and give name to them. I think anyone who knows me knows who they are, for one, and I'm pretty sure if they did it to me, they did it to someone else. So at the end of the day, I don't sit there and feel bad about, it happening to me. I know I'm a good person, so sometimes good people are magnets for those type of people. They need you to breathe like air, and when you cut off their supply, they move on to the next. And that's fine with me, because it gives me the room to move on with my life. If I hadn't already done it before they got to that point. But the next one is a short poem, a quote, and it goes, I rest better with the peace of knowing I choose me over the sleep I lost choosing someone who was never worth it. I say that because when you're going through these situations, you're not sleeping well, you're not eating well, you're not caring for yourself the way you should. And sometimes you're overeating and you're oversleeping because you don't want to face that reality of what you're waking up to or what you're going through. Please know that you're not alone. A lot of people go through this, and the fact that they have websites now and YouTube pages and things that could help you, take those tools, use those tools, because at the end of the day, they're given to you to grow and move forward and move past them. I mean, like I said, nothing happens overnight. I mean, I myself was in the situation I was in. It's like half of the first situation I was in lasted for about 11 years. It was good. It was a decent situation. I seen some signs, but it seemed like that person had it under control. And then the other 14 years of the situation, which is most of my life, it was hell. Because I even had people a part of the situation where they would, how can I say, condone the cheating, throw things in my face. I don't know for a fact if they really know about the abuse because I was hiding it from everyone. It's painful to admit or to revisit, but it's important for me to let it be known that it wasn't my weakness and I didn't fail myself. I kept my faith in God, and God removed me from that situation. And it took a lot of years and a lot of pain and a lot of trying to make it work when it wasn't possible. You know, we went to therapy once, and that person basically really let me know in that therapy session that they wanted what they wanted, they was gonna get it, and what I wanted didn't matter. That wasn't the only abusive relationship I was in. Sad to say, I was in two. The other one, the same selfish tendencies, the abuse turned physical, but it turned physical earlier on than in the first one. The first one, it took 11 years. The other one, it took maybe like the second year. And honestly, the most hurtful part was I said to myself I would never find myself in that situation again. But it crept up on me like a thief in the night. And honestly, that person, the face that they wore was of comfort, and the things that they did to make me believe that they had my back even beyond my own family, I would have never seen what came to become. But ultimately, having a black eye, covering it up with makeup, ultimately being shoved into a wall, ultimately feeling like I had to protect myself at all costs, and I never wanted to go to jail or have something happen to me where my kids won't have me, or have my child harm anyone because of my staying in a relationship or a situation longer than I needed to. And since this was the second time around, I was embarrassed, but I also knew that I wasn't the one in control. That person definitely had control. And that person hurt me a lot. Not even just in the abuse that they gave to me physically. That person hurt me by doing all types of things to me. I'm gonna share it in a later video, I'm sure. I may not. It may just be something that's in my book, but regardless to the fact, it will always be true, and it will always not even be a name I have to share or give validity to that person, because I feel like if I tell who they are, they get valid. You know, they get clout, they get recognition, and you know, I have to leave them where they at. They're nothing to me. At the end of the day, it's crazy how something could be your everything and turn out to be nothing, and you find out it was never nothing. And that's okay, because now you know how to gauge how you choose things and how you make choices. I don't think before this situation I could actually see how so much someone could pretend to be something and I not see what it's been all along. But through praying and through seeking help in situations, because the person that told me what I was encountering with this person, I didn't even know. That person I met 3 times, but that person was able to tell me my character and tell me the character of that person only by seeing that person one time. And it was a shocker because I was like, damn, if that person seen what I'm going through in one time of seeing that person with me, and that person was pretending hard that day, then what the hell did that person show when I walked away? Maybe it was to go to the bathroom. Whatever that person showed that person knew everything I was going through and told me to get out and get away. And I'm grateful to that person. She knows who she is. If she ever hears this, thank you, because I would have never had the strength to leave without you giving me that message. And everybody to me that sends certain messages in your life, to me, it's messages from God. Because if you have faith, you know that God sends his angels to camp around you. And if you pray that he put you on the right path. And that path was where I was supposed to be that day. Shortening it up, I will never lose sleep over someone who's not worthy. I'm not saying that I can't get in a situation where I may meet a person and they put on a fake persona to me or pretend to be something they're not, and I find out. But if I do, shout out to the Oscar winners, I'm out. It's no real reason for me to stay. It's no reason for you to allow yourself to be put through such things. If it's nothing else I know, born in April, born under the sign of a diamond, I should not ever be treated beneath that. I should shine. I should be able to shine. I should be loved. I should be cherished. And I should be cared for and protected. At all costs. And I'm done being in any situation where that's not what I'm getting. I'm not gonna settle for less in any situation in my life. That means jobs, that means, caring for my children and my well-being, my health care, my quality of life. I'm not settling because, see, what I did also learn in that situation is I'm silent in some ways, because sometimes it's better to be quiet and observe things than to run your mouth all the time, because you don't actually get what you need to know when you're talking. You talk, take time away without saying anything and just listen. And in that situation, that person didn't know that's exactly what I had been doing. The times that I take away or had taken away, that was for me to observe their behavior and see who they truly were. And also for me to know what I needed to do in that situation. And thank God I did the right thing, because today, even though I could shed tears over that situation, I know that my life is on a happier path. I know that joy will come into my heart. But rest assured, to the cowards that try to control my life and put me in those situations, you will remain nameless. You will remain faceless, because you're not worthy of acknowledgement. All I would be doing is feeding your narcissistic tendencies. And I am done doing that in any situation in my life, because it comes from colleagues, it comes from friends, it comes from relationships. So don't think that it's only one thing or one way people can come into your life and creep into your life and be those type of people. No, they come in many faces. So just be careful, be mindful. If you see the warning signs in the beginning, run. Run for the door and don't look back. There's no shame in being wrong about what you thought somebody was. It's only hurtful to you to stay, because the longer you stay, the more situations you put yourself at risk of going through far worse. Now, this has been Manisa the Poet, your dominant thereof. Thank you for allowing me to share. Thank you for allowing me to bare my heart And trust and believe. Yes, I shared a lot, but it's nothing compared to what my book is going to be. Thank you, Jehovah. Thank you, God, for always protecting me and bringing me through these situations. To all the essential workers, healthcare, doctors, nurses, aides, food service workers, supermarkets, grocery stores, food pantries, everybody covering people during this time. Thank you and have a good day.